Hey guys, Jeffrey from Headstrong Training Systems here. So today we're going to be taking a look at the squat, and in particular what I want to talk about is the initial lean, or the lean that occurs during the eccentric or descent of the squat. And to put into context, what I'm talking about is, say this is your body in a starting position. When you're squatting down, especially if you're squatting low bar or the lower the barbell is on your back, there will be an element of lean that the torso will need to perform to get the barbell over your midfoot, because when you're standing very upright, the barbell is over your midfoot. But as you're squatting down, as you're going down lower, if you simply try to stay upright and maintain your complete torso, you would end up with a squat that would be very knee dominant, and for most people, physically impossible for them to maintain in the position where they're completely upright. You can see that in here, this is not a position or a squat that is suitable for most people, and it's one that people can't create any force from because they're not balanced over their body. They're in this position, they'd have to be very dominant on their heels, and there's no counter force on their toes, keeping pressure, keeping center of mass. So to summarize that point, whenever we are squatting, especially the more low bar or the lower the barbell is on your back, there will be an element of torso lean that needs to occur in order for that barbell to stay over your midfoot and for you to maintain your center of mass. And so what this video is going to talk about today is the idea of not resisting that lean, because I see a lot of people, when they've got the barbell on their back and they're going down, what they try to do is to keep an upright torso. They're trying to fight the sensation of the lean needing to occur to maintain balance, and they're just maintaining upright torso, maintaining, and then all of a sudden they're about halfway down, they've got load on their back, and what happens there is there's a big dump of their torso suddenly coming down and getting into the right position, but it's coming down too late because it's not us actively cueing that lean, but rather a dump comes from the body needing to automatically correct itself to get into the right position and bring in that lean. But because it's a kind of reactionary force, and it's coming down with a lot of momentum where you already have momentum with the weight going down, it's not a controlled lean. And what often happens when it's an uncontrolled lean and forced to dump from the body is that we lose our position, where because of the nature of the force coming down and momentum being so high, we lose our positioning and we get over dumped forward, and we actually lose our positioning from there. And so that's why it's so important. What I'm talking about is actively promoting the lean at the start of the movement, or when it's natural and you're feeding that natural lean in your body. Usually at the start, we're promoted then and we don't resist that lean. That way we can then maintain that as we're hitting the hole, and we're not letting momentum and force push us into positions. So what I'm talking about in action is, you see in this position here, I'm in this nice standing starting position. As you can watch my torso angle, because it's not covered by plates on the barbell, as I'm squatting down, it's leaning. You can see that essentially my torso angle is changing and it's leaning to get over my midfoot. And so this is a very natural lean, and it's a very effective and needed lean for us to get over our position, because in fact we can't stay upright and maintain upright, because this wouldn't be an efficient or effective squat to perform. So we need to allow for that natural lean to occur at the start. And so when that lean comes in, we get into that nice position, and all we have to do then is just maintain that position as we come down and hit the hole. The problem is when people fight this lean at the start, they maintain their upright, they're forcibly trying to stay upright, they're coming down, and all of a sudden they're about halfway down, a big overcorrection comes from their body, that lean, and then a lot of times they get pushed out of position. They go too far forward and that they lose their positioning. So that's kind of highlighting why it's so important to go with the lean naturally at the start and allow for that lean to occur to maintain your position, so that there is not an overcorrection later on, and we can maintain our position and our center of mass as well. At the same time, I also want to say, don't just forcibly lean for no reason. If you're feeling that you're in control and everything's maintainable, we don't need to add in more lean, because then that will topple over and we'll shift it too much from midfoot onto our toes. So I'm not saying to just lean for the sake of leaning, but not to resist the natural lean that is occurring at the start to get your body into the correct position. That's all from me today, guys. Hopefully that was helpful for you, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.